Hello everyone, in this video I'll be discussing exercise 49 on page 228. And this question is about calculating percentages in all different kinds of ways. In the first question, it's about the increase of the number of inhabitants of the province Utrecht. And they want to know the percentage increase from roughly 1.1 million to 1.2 million. So how can we do this? There's this formula, which is new minus old divided by old times 100 to calculate the percentage increase. Well, the old number of inhabitants was 1.1 million and new one's 1.2, so we can fill those two numbers in here, which is like this. Alright, divided by the same number, which gives us a percentage increase of roughly 12.2%. Always round off to one decimal place with percentages. Alright, so for the second question, between 2000 and 2010, the number of houses in the same province has increased by 13.1%, which got us a total of 4,581. I'll write that here. 500. Yeah. And this number represents the number of houses after the increase. So that is a percentage of 113.1%. And we want to know, the question is, how many houses were there in 2000? So we need to know the old number of houses, which is 1%. Well, we can use this, this ratio table to quickly calculate the missing number here, which is these two numbers times each other divided by the last number, which gives us this 100 times 500. 9,581 divided by 130.1, which gives us, let me see, 450,558. All right, so for question C, it's a bit similar. Between 2000 and 2010, the number of houses in Amersfoort increased by 8,912. This was an increase of 17%. Okay, so that's something we will write down immediately here. This was 8,912. This is equal to each other. And we want to know, the question here is, how many houses were there in 2010? So we know that in 2000 there were 100% the houses, and then there was an increase of 17%, and then we were in 2010. So in this case we first have to calculate the number that represents 100%, because 17%, this number, is related to 100% here. Okay, so we can use the same method here. So we multiply these two and divide by the last one here, which gives us 8, 9, 12 times 100 divided by 17. And this gives us 57,718. And then the 107% is just a matter of adding these together, which gives us 66,630. All right, so let's go to question D. With question D, it's about the number of jobs. And here, it's also between 2000 and 2010. there was a number of jobs was roughly 600,000, and this number had increased by 8.5%, and they want to know how many jobs there were after this increase. So we know what 100% is, which is the, let's see, 613, 610. Yeah, and then there was an increase of 8.5%, so that gives us a total of 108.5%. We can again use this same principle, multiply these together, divide by the last number, which gives us this. And well, if we calculate this, we get the following answer: 6,657. All right. So for question E, the daily average number of train passengers at Woerden station in 2010 was 12,000 something. That was 9.8% more than the number of passengers, the 2007 average. What was the daily average number of train passengers at Woerden at that time? So let's see, what do we have? We have 100%. We have an increase of, let's see, 9.8, which gives us 109.8%. Okay, and then we know that the number of train passengers in 2010, this is 2010, this is 2007. There was an increase of this number, and the number in 2010 was 12,400 and let's see, 467. So now we have to calculate back, but it's also the same principle. So I'm just going to write down the answer here. It's the same calculation as the previous one, which gives us a number of 11,354. Okay, so now the last one is a lot different than what we've done here so far, because now we have to use interpolation and extrapolation. All right, so question F, I will do like this. I've already written down the calculations because the numbers were very big and it took very long or too long in the video to do quickly. So with this question, you have a few years of data, and you need to know the values of an average between those years or after those years. So first I want to know the average of 2005. So what you do is you take the difference of the years outside of it, and you think about how many years are in between them, because then you can calculate the increase per year. So what you see is that the increase per 3 years is 19,075. So the increase per year is that number divided by 3, which is 6,358. So now if you want to calculate the number, the average of 2005, you can take the number of 2006 and subtract 1 time this number, which gives the following number here. For 2018, you need to go beyond what you already have, like in the future, and you use the last 2 years that are available. So in this case, that are these 2 numbers. So you do the same thing, you calculate the difference between them, and since there are 4 years in between these values, the increase is per 4 years. So this number here is the increase per 4 years. And since the difference between 2010 and 18 is 8 years, you add 2 times that increase to get to the number of 2018, which is this. All right, I hope it was all clear, and I'll see you next time.